Yo guys, what we saying? Obviously, welcome back to the M1 show. I've been away for a hot sec. I've been busy, but I'm back for another video for you guys. And obviously, I know my uni people have gone back to uni and that, and I just thought, you know what, let me give you guys some advice on how to get a job. Even in these COVID times, I feel like some places are still hiring. So I'm gonna give you like a little insight into my like job journey, and also give you guys some tips on how to find jobs like along the way. Even after like this pandemic hopefully resides a bit and we start getting more activity. So yeah man, let's get straight into it. Cool. So this is gonna be a really short video, like it's just very quick. But one of the first things I would say is take your CVs into stores. Now I know the whole social distancing thing is happening, and so there needs to be a certain amount of people in a certain place. But for now, we know that Christmas is still happening. Christmas is a serious business event in terms of the fact that so much money gets spent in the economy, whether that be online, whether that be in stores, literally everywhere money gets spent. And as much as companies may not want to admit it or may not want to part of their money, they know they need support. So that's where you guys come in. For example, if you go to Uni in Birmingham, for example, there's a shopping centre. A lot of places you can apply for jobs. Just go in there, shamelessly just taking your CV, print out like 10 if you need to, hand them out to stores. Somebody might get back to you. If somebody gets back to you, cool. If they don't, cool, at least you tried. Like, I understand the fact that you obviously don't see opportunities online as much, but if you don't try, you won't get anything. And like some of these people like to meet you in person, especially retail stores. They want to see how you interact with customers. And this goes up to my next bit of advice. When you come in, there's certain ways you can approach a manager or certain ways you can approach a staff member before you ask for a job or ask if they're hiring. So it's not always a thing where you go, oh, are you guys hiring? If you go like that, you're not gonna get anywhere with them because they know what you want. They don't know anything about you and you're just asking them for a job. So they don't really care. For example, I used to work in a trainer store, yeah. So I think when I first walked onto the floor, the manager was busy and he was the only one there with a staff member, but the staff member was in the back. So I picked up a shoe now and I'm looking at the shoe, I'm just observing it. And then the manager came over to me, he was like, oh, can I help you today? Like, what are you looking for? And I was like, oh, no, I was just interested in the shoe, I was just having a look. And he was like, oh, okay. He was like, what do you like about the shoe? We had a little conversation about the trainer. All of a sudden now, you've got that kind of basis of conversation. You've now got something to go off. So it's not like you just come and ask for a job, you're now having a conversation with the person, you're getting to know them. And even if it's a staff member, still the same thing. The staff member will remember you and be like, oh, I had a good conversation with them. They might tell the manager, do you know what, that guy seems like he's a cool guy. Like from the base, it's a small conversation we had. It could work out as him, coming to be part of the company or her being part of the company. Don't always come onto the shop floor with your screw face. I don't understand why people do it and they come and ask for a job. Because you're like, yeah, can I have a job please? Are you hiring? No one's gonna hire you, bro. Darling, no one's gonna hire you. You're not looking like you want to work. You're looking like you got forced to come out. And if you look like that, asking for a job, imagine you now get the job. So what? Nothing's gonna change. It's gonna be there, acting like you're forced to be there. Do you get what I'm saying? So go there with the mindset of actually, I want to bring my own personality to the job, but I also want to do a good job. So just go there with like obviously not an overly smiley face. You don't want to seem crazy. Like you're not going, no. Like just go on the shop floor, looking normal, calm, make small conversation. If there's a joke to be made, make the joke. If there's not, leave it, because they're not your staff mates just yet. And even then, don't get overly comfortable. That's a problem that some people have. They get too comfortable too early, and it's like, what are you doing? Like you don't even know me yet, and you're here trying to bust some jokes. Like just don't run. So yeah, man. What else would I say? Because I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I literally just spontaneously made this video and was like, yeah, I'm gonna put it out. So yeah. What else can I think of? Cool. So obviously before the pandemic, we had the opportunities for like events such as horse races, those big kind of events that agencies then have to look for workers for. And obviously with this whole social distancing thing, it's a bit peak because they can't really do much. Venues aren't only allowed to have like 6 people in places. The only places that could be hiring maybe are bars. But in terms of agency work, I would say at least sign up to an agency. That way, when they do have work, they'll be willing to call you. Don't just be like, there's no agency work, so let me not sign up. Because by the time agency work does come, if you're not signed up and you're trying to sign up last minute, do you know how many people have signed up before you? Think about it. We've been in the pandemic for 6 months. Some people have been with their agencies from beforehand. Some of them are on furlough. So of course they're going to bring up like the people on furlough first. Once that happens, if we get back to like a state of normalization within the next few months, then they'll be willing to take on more people, offer up more shifts. And if that happens, if your name wasn't there from the start, they're very unlikely to take you now. That's me being honest. Managers will just look and be like, we're going to look for the people that have used before and the people that have signed up from early. We're not going to look for new people, because what's the point? We already have people here on our list that we need to talk to. So why would they go and reach out to new people who just signed up last week? So yeah. And what else? Make sure your CV looks sweet, because obviously I know like some of you don't have like the most experience. I understand that. But the experience you do have, make it relevant. If you have a job role where you were doing customer service, even if you weren't getting paid for it, talk about customer service. If you work for a charity of some kind, talk about relating with customers, talk about relating with clients, talk about relating with different people. You don't know exactly what people read when they read your CV, but you've got to make sure that the stuff they do read appeals to them and reaches out to them like, oh, I like that. Even if something different, like, oh, you do music. Like, not saying that you should now go and plug your music to your manager. I'm not saying that. But, you know, if you do something creative, show that side of you as well. Show that you're not just a one-dimensional person. One-dimensional. Fuck. Show that you're not a one-dimensional person. Show that you have a bit of life about you. If you're a creative of some kind, if you do YouTube, say you know how to edit on Adobe Premiere Pro, you never know. The company may shout you and be like, oh, could you edit this for us? And you could potentially get money from that, from the company outside of your work. You don't know how it's gonna work out, and you don't know how these things are gonna happen. So yeah, I would just say top things: be approachable. Obviously have a shared interest and try and find a shared interest in the store you walk into. If that's clothes, speak about some clothes, speak about some fashion stuff. If that's trainers, speak about some trainers. Literally, if it's designers, speak about designers, speak about different creative designers that you've seen, collaborations you've liked. Just make it small talk. At the end of the day, the manager's not going to talk to you for the whole day. I'm not saying that, but at least if you have a little basis of conversation, you can have something to go off. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, man. And in terms of like, obviously you guys getting jobs, there's obviously Tesco's that are hiring still. They hire here and there. You have like the grocery stores, supermarkets, that kind of thing. You have the warehouses. Obviously, warehouse work isn't the best. I've done warehouse work for like 3 months in a row, and I can't lie, the money was good, but like it was just such a repetitive cycle, and I got so bored of it. So that's why I haven't been back. But yeah, if you're looking for P's and you need the P's, for example, your parents can't really afford to fully help you in uni, then a warehouse job is always there for you to apply to. And don't be afraid as well. Don't be afraid to go to student finance and ask them to reevaluate your student finance numbers. If your parents can't afford to cover you in uni because of you and your siblings, for example, then just say that. Send them an email or call them up and be like, oh, I'm struggling in uni financially. Is there anything you guys can do for me? And they can try and, you know, make something happen for you and try and do something for you. So yeah, just try your best to obviously find a way around it, but don't kill yourself trying to chase P's. Like I said in my last video when I was doing Uni Advice, I put the link in the top corner. Obviously you guys can have your like own side hustle of some kind, if that's doing hair or something. At least that way you can control the way customers come to you and things like that. And yeah, man, I hope you guys find this video useful. Hope you guys find it informative. If you guys have got like your CVs and you want them looked over, you can email them to me. Actually, DM me on Insta or Twitter at the M1 Show, and or email me at the m1showpresents@gmail.com. If you did, I'm gonna type that into the comments as well in the description so you guys can see it there. But if you guys are interested and you need a bit of help, send it through to me. I'll see what I can do, and hopefully you can get you guys a job. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, you know the vibes.